This is the newsroom for today, Friday, February 19, 2021. We are broadcasting to you on E1, Scar TV, NTN, and Tarsi TV in Bartica. In the headlines, the row between Giftland Mall and the mayor of Georgetown escalates with the threat of a $200 million lawsuit if the mayor doesn't issue a personal apology to Roy PUT.
And if he's not here at 2 o'clock on Monday with a full apology to the Giftland Group and to me personally, I will sue him personally.
The Central Housing and Planning Authority has developed an environmental social management plan to guide contractors on how to reduce the potential impacts and risks caused by major construction projects. The contractor for the Leg 1 stelling comes under fire from the Minister of Public Works, Wan Ejel. And in sport, Kamal Ramkaran is the cricket ombudsman. GCB elections set for February 26, and businessman Bisundayal Singh elected Demerara Cricket Board president. With the news, I'm Avinash Ramzan. Thanks for joining us. We start off by telling you that one day after the High Court ruled that the Giftland Mall was not indebted in tax to the Georgetown Mayor and City Council, the mall's proprietor, Roy PUT, is insisting that Mayor Obraj Narain apologize. During a press briefing at the mall's Liliandal location on Friday, PUT said he wants the mayor to personally visit the mall on or before 14 hours on Monday, February 22, 2021 and offer an apology. But the mayor has since made it clear that he will not apologize.
And we're saying to the mayor, you need to come down to Giftland. And we're giving him until 2 o'clock on Monday. And if he's not here at 2 o'clock on Monday with a full apology to the Giftland Group and to me personally, I will sue him personally because what he did was personal. And I will sue him for $200 million for the damage which he's done to me and my company. So, Mayor, you better get yourself here by 2 o'clock because we are serious now. Okay? Your damage has been done. And now it is time for you to admit you're wrong and say you're sorry.
That was Roy PUT, the proprietor of the Giftland Mall. He said he does not want the apology published on social media or in the local press. He wants the apology to be done in person. PUT, who noted that he remains interested in working with the Georgetown Mayor and City Council, said he will sue the mayor in his personal capacity for $200 million if the apology is not done in person. After repeatedly insisting that it was owed well over $100 million in taxes by Giftland Mall and dragged before the court, the Georgetown Mayor and City Council had an order requesting payment from the mall quashed by Chief Justice Roxanne George. When contacted on Friday, Narain told the newsroom that he will not offer any apology to PUT, insisting that although the order was quashed, the Giftland Mall was still indebted to the city. Narain said the CJ's final ruling will not be until March 1, 2021. He said also that the order for payment was quashed because of a failure on the part of the chief evaluator to do his work. The mayor said that once that evaluation is done and backdated, Giftland Mall will still be indebted to the city.
I would not apologize to Mr. Roy PUT because the Chief Justice didn't make a ruling. The ruling will be on the 4th of March 2021. And when I listen to this case, this thing will be in the benefit of the City Council. You know why? Because he has to do a revaluation, and I'm grateful for it.
In a statement, Giftland Mall said despite the attacks on its reputation and being a responsible corporate entity, it will offer an olive branch to the MNCC to find a way to work together, recognizing that the country cannot run without taxes. PUT maintained this on Friday but says he felt terribly wronged by the mayor's public utterances. PUT also argued that the damage to the company is worth more than $200 million. The suit will be for damage to character and reputation, PUT said.
Now, the Central Housing and Planning Authority has developed an environmental social management plan to guide contractors on how to reduce the potential impacts and risks caused by major construction projects. This was announced at an interagency coordinating committee meeting on the construction of the 4-lane access road from Mandela Avenue in Georgetown to Eccles on the east bank of Demerara. Isabella Patwa reports.
Contractors are invited to bid now until February 25, 2021 for the construction of the 4-lane access road from Mandela, Georgetown to Eccles East Bank at Demerara. It is expected that works will commence in April after the evaluation and approval of the budget in the National Assembly. The project is slated for completion in November 2021. The road will provide a link from the access road that is being constructed from the sprawling Diamond Housing Scheme to Eccles, which itself has a large housing area and an industrial site. At an interagency coordinating committee meeting held on Friday at the Regency Hotel in Georgetown, it was revealed that an environmental social management plan was formulated after an environmental impact assessment was conducted on the project area. Environmental and Social Safeguards Coordinator Sunil Gopal explained that the assessment identified a number of potential impacts and that these plans would be included in the bid document and would also be mandatory for the contractor to implement during the construction phase.
So, to guide the contractor towards managing and mitigating HSE impacts during construction phase, we developed these environmental social management plan in accordance with Guyana's laws, the project's preliminary environmental social assessment findings, and international best practices as it relates to HSE management. We built these various plans into the bid documents as the environmental social management requirements that contractors will now have to implement during the construction phase in order to mitigate the impacts that we've identified.
The Deputy Director of Projects said the road will be 2.8 kilometers in length and 3.5 meters in width. The project will also include the construction of 12 bridges, drains, and culverts.
The works of this project include land clearing, construction of earthen drains and reinforced concrete culverts, concrete bridges, of course, the 4-lane highway with 2 parking lanes, and solar street lighting.
Delivering remarks virtually, Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell said linking communities and regions is part of the government's One Guyana vision.
In what we do, apart from development of new housing schemes, housing areas, it is also important that we have the necessary infrastructure in place to facilitate and enhance our citizens' life. And so we too are working on developing even a second city.
Stakeholders at the ICC management meeting were given the opportunity to voice concerns and make recommendations on the project at the meeting on Friday. This included representatives from the Ghana Lands and Surveys Commission, Guyana Police Force, Guyana Fire Service, and Ministries of Local Government and Regional Development and Public Works, among others. It was also noted that a rigorous monitoring system will be in place once the construction commences. Reporting for the newsroom, I am Isanella Patwo.
When the newsroom returns, the contractor for the Leg 1 Stelling comes under fire from the Minister of Public Works, and the ferry service between Guyana and Suriname will resume on Sunday, but only for citizens. This is the newsroom. During a visit to Leg 1 Region 3 on Thursday, the Minister of Public Works, Juan Edgel, expressed dissatisfaction with the slow pace of works currently being executed on the long-awaited Leg 1 Stelling. The minister revealed that a final decision will be made by Friday concerning the revised work plan of the contractor, Mirage Contracting Services, since the project should have been completed approximately 2 years ago. Isanella Patwa tells us more.
We are utterly dissatisfied with the pace and the performance of this project. Because while the contractor is asking for extensions of time, we understand that you are suffering. This project was intended to bring benefits to you, not distress to you. And a project that should have brought benefits to you 2 years now, the only thing that I have heard since I'm in government 6 months is distress.
That was Minister of Public Works Juan Edgel during a visit to Leg 1 Stelling on Thursday. He was most upset at the pace of the work and blasted the contractor. The contract for the Leg 1 Stelling was awarded to Mirage Contracting Services in September 2018. It was revealed by the project engineer Aubrey Walcott that the contractor has not been on the project site for almost a week. Works at the Stelling recommenced in August last year after being stalled for about 3 months.
We cannot continue in this vicious cycle of every couple mornings, Leg 1 residents flare up, they're dissatisfied, the minister come, the contractor says something, accusations go so, accusations come so, and the Stelling not being fixed. Our primary objective is getting this Stelling fixed for the benefit of the people of Leg 1. And you have my word, no matter how tough the decision is, we will have to make it to ensure that we get the stelling fixed.
The former APNU AFC government had commenced emergency works to the tune of $413 million after a section of the Stelling collapsed in December 2019. Meanwhile, the 2019 Auditor General report found that the former government made payments in excess of $145 million for works, but it was never completed. Moreover, as of January 2020, payments totaling $199.4 million were made on the contract. Additionally, the chairman of the Board of Directors of Transport and Harbors Department, Rosalind Rasoul, also stated that the project should have been completed a long time ago. Rasoul then assured the residents that she and the other directors will revisit the revised scope of work so as to get the work completed in the shortest possible of time. Reporting for the newsroom, I am Isanella Patwo.
When the ferry service resumes between Molson Creek, Guyana and South Drain, Suriname from Sunday, passengers will be required to produce a negative COVID-19 test for entry into Guyana. Failure to do so would see the person, even if a citizen of Guyana, being denied entry into the country, Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony said on Friday.
It's same as any passenger traveling, so someone coming from Suriname to Guyana would be required to have a PCR test. If that test is done within 72 hours upon crossing over, we'll allow you to go free without any quarantine. If that test is more than 72 hours, then you will have to do another PCR upon arrival. So those arrangements are going to be put in place at the port. And when people come across, of course, they'll have to go through the normal types of screening where we'll check their PCR tests, we'll do the temperature checks and so forth. And once we're satisfied, then they would be allowed to go.
When the ferry service, which has been out of operation for almost a year, resumes on February 21, it will operate every Sunday, Wednesday and Friday until further notice. The Ministry of Public Works said it is important to note at this time, because of serious health concerns, only Guyanese and Surinamese will be allowed to utilize the service. Diplomats in Guyana and in Suriname will be facilitated upon request through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of both countries. Now, a total of 19 new COVID-19 cases were recorded on Friday from 843 tests, taking the overall number of known cases to 8,357. Region 4 recorded 10 new cases, while Regions 3 and 10 recorded 3 new cases each. Region 9 recorded 2 new cases, and Region 7 recorded 1 new case. There are now 9 patients in the COVID-19 intensive care unit at the Infectious Diseases Hospital. 42 patients are in institutional isolation, and 463 patients are in home isolation. To date, 7,654 persons have recovered and 189 have died from the dreaded disease. A 36-year-old businessman was shot to the thigh during a robbery on Thursday while driving out of Eccles East Bank, Demerara. Police headquarters in a statement revealed that Nan Kumar Bahadur was robbed of $500,000 in cash and his personal documents by 2 men who were armed with a gun and on a motorcycle. The incident occurred at about 18 hours while the businessman stopped at the Eccles traffic light. Police said the businessman was in the company of his porter when the incident occurred. Bahadur is the owner of Kumar Varieties store located at the William Public Road, West Coast, Demerara. He was taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, where he is being presently in a stable but serious condition. Moni Sulhad, stay tuned, you're watching the news. Vendors operating in Georgetown are being urged by the Mayor and City Council of Georgetown to apply for their food handler's certificate. Danica Paul reports.
All persons managing food, whether directly or indirectly, are eligible to register for food handler certificate. During a meeting with vendors on Thursday in the compound of City Hall, Dr. Suzette Reynolds, the city's medical officer of health, pleaded with vendors to register for their food handler certificate. This process, Dr. Reynolds reassured food vendors, is a very simple and mandatory process. Dr. Reynolds explained that during the preparation of food items, whether solid or liquid, there is a chance for bacteria and viruses to be transferred from one's hand to the food. Hence, food vendors are advised to apply for their certificate. Before receiving the certificate, a series of tests will be conducted, after which a thorough inspection will be carried out to ensure vendors are fit and completely up to date with the requirements.
A food handler certificate would basically cover 3 important laboratory tests. First, a blood test, checking for an infectious disease. And secondly, a stool test that has 2 parts. One checking for bacteria in the stool that cause the famous gastroenteritis, and the other checking for parasites in their 3 different forms that they appear in the stool. Once a person comes with those tests, they would be examined medically, their nails, their hands, the aspect of their skin, whether there is any eyelashes extension, any sores, ulcers, anything that stops in the normal integrity of the skin that could make the transfer of those bacteria and viruses easy to appear in the environment or on the food.
The mayor of Georgetown, Ryan, reiterated Dr. Reynolds' point and pleaded with vendors to follow the guidelines stipulated by the council. Additionally, he stated that the council will, from time to time, conduct random checks in the streets of Georgetown to ensure every vendor is compliant. Mayor Narain shared that a few months back, the council was forced to immediately shut down a food stall that was operating with no license. He added that the council will not be lenient as health and safety are of utmost priority, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. A few vendors of Regent Street, Georgetown, on Friday shared with the newsroom about their takes on acquiring their food handler certificate and encouraged other vendors to register.
Like you go and get your stool tested and also urine, and they give you like 3 days, and you go back to South Road, you pay, they check your nails, they check your toenails, your fingernails, they check your tongue, and then you like wait a hour off, and it all depends on the crowd that they have there, and you go through along with the process, very fine about it. Same day you get it.
Yes, I would encourage them to do the same because it's very, very serious. So it's most of food people have to eat. That's the next thing, and presentation also. That's one of the most important thing also. I would grant to anybody that who doing food, and also to make up themselves as right of how they're supposed to be.
Yeah, honestly, dealing with food is a must, right? And it's very easy, so I'd encourage anyone who dealing with food, no matter what it is, whether dry goods, whether it's snacks, confectionaries, you must. Whether it's coconut water, whether it's drinks, because it's very easy to acquire.
The food handler certificate, which is currently valid for 1 year, is available at a cost of $6,000. Reporting for the newsroom, I am Danica Paul.
The Guyana National Bureau of Standards on Friday launched its National Quality Award program, which aims to recognize local businesses that have demonstrated commitment to quality systems and best practices in the production of goods and the delivery of services. This year's program also saw the introduction of agro-processing and media awards. Sheena Henry tells us more.
The awards program is among the first to offer this level of recognition to local businesses. The Guyana National Bureau of Standards, GNBS, hosted its first awards program in the year 2017. It is based on an impartial and comprehensive assessment of business operations using pre-established criteria under the program. It is steered towards promoting competitiveness of Guyanese products and services and enables businesses to strive for excellence, be at a competitive edge, enhance growth and development while encouraging sustainability. Head of Marketing and Communications, Saeed Ibrahim, spoke at the launch on Friday, which was held at the entity's location at Sophia Exhibition Site.
We would want to recognize local Guyanese businesses that are in conformance to standards and quality. The award is held every 2 years, and in 2019 we would have strengthened it and added new categories. We would have focused on health and safety and green initiatives.
Ibrahim explained that in an effort to promote the agriculture sector, a new category was introduced in recognition of agro-processing.
This year we have reviewed the criteria and we'll be focusing on some areas of the ISO 9001:2015 standards, with emphasis also on environment and occupation safety and health.
With the addition of a media award, the program is also open to businesses engaged in manufacturing, service, and small business manufacturing.
So the NQA provides a comprehensive assessment to businesses. It's an opportunity for them to get a free evaluation or audit of their company. It also enhances the quality and competitiveness of the products and services they offer. It also fosters greater consumer confidence and satisfaction in the goods they provide.
Ibrahim also announced the criteria for entering the award program.
For any company to participate, we have the general criteria, which is that they must have a valid business registration from the Deeds Registry, a valid tax compliance from the Guyana Revenue Authority, a valid national insurance compliance from the National Insurance Scheme, approval of their completed application, and their willingness to have their business evaluated.
The award ceremony is usually held during the month of October as part of National Quality Week. This prestigious event is held on a 2-year cycle when the most successful companies receive recognition for quality. For the Newsroom, I am Sheena Henry.
When the Newsroom returns, the financial, weather and bridge reports along with sports. Welcome back to Newsroom. Now for a look at what's happening in sport. We're starting off with some cricket news. The election of office bearers of the Guyana Cricket Board has been set for February 26, 2021, following the appointment of Attorney at Law Kamal Ramkaran as the Cricket Ombudsman. The Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport on Friday made the announcement on its Facebook page. The subject minister, Charles Ramson Jr., said following the conclusion of the Demerara Cricket Board elections on Friday and the subsequent consultations with the Cricket West Indies, pursuant to the requirements of the Cricket Administration Act, he has appointed Ramkaran as the Cricket Ombudsman. The Attorney at Law will now advise on the next steps in accordance with the Guyana Cricket Administration Act. Representatives of the 3 county boards, Berbice, Demerara and Essequibo, vote at the Guyana Cricket Board elections, with each having 9 votes. Now, businessman Bisundayal Singh was on Friday unanimously elected president of the Demerara Cricket Board at a court-supervised elections process at the Demerara Cricket Club in Queenstown, Georgetown. 5 associations were due to vote at the elections, which was mandated by the High Court during a ruling on Monday last, but only 3 were represented during the process, which lasted a mere 15 minutes. 17 delegates from the Georgetown Cricket Association with 7, the East Coast Cricket Board with 7, and the Upper Demerara Cricket Association with 3 were present, while the West Demerara Cricket Association and the East Bank Cricket Association were absent. There were 2 agenda items: the call to order by a marshal of the High Court and the nomination and election of a returning officer for the conduct of the elections. Major General Retired Norman McLean was the returning officer, having been nominated by the former DCB President Claude Raphael and seconded by current Georgetown Cricket Association President Neil Barry. Singh, the current president of the East Coast Cricket Board, was nominated to head the DCB by Vice President of the Georgetown Cricket Association, Roger Harper, and it was seconded by the Author Vice President of the Georgetown Association, Asad Ibrahim.
Today is a dawn of a new era, and democracy has returned to Demerara cricket for good. We intend to have this process, the electoral process, at the Demerara Cricket Board to be transparent and democratic as possible. From now on, no media will be locked out. Every single thing concerning the management of the Demerara Board, as well as the selection of our team and the cricket development of the Demerara Board, will be made public.
Harper and President of the Upper Demerara Cricket Association, Bradley Fredericks, were elected Vice Presidents, while Ibrahim was elected Treasurer and Pritipal Jaigubin the Assistant Treasurer. Devdutt Ananjit and Ronald Williams are Secretary and Assistant Secretary, Barry is the Marketing Manager, and Raymond Barton the Chairman of the Competitions Committee. Raphael has been elected to serve as Public Relations Officer, while the trustees are Troy Khan and Fazal Ishak. Meanwhile, the newly elected Demerara Cricket Board President Bisundayal Singh is eyeing the top position at the level of the Guyana Cricket Board, but said the definitive decision will come after consultations. More from Akim Green.
Now that the Demerara Cricket Board has held its court-supervised elections, the way is paid for the election of the Guyana Cricket Board after the appointment of the Ombudsman by the Sport Minister. Whenever such process is completed, the businessman is looking to vie for the top position.
So you're announcing your presidency? Not really. That is going to be a transparent and democratic process. Elections is a competition, and we will see how it goes. Do you have an interest in the position? At this time, yes.
He further indicated that it is important that all stakeholders work together to move the sport forward. As such, he said he would extend an olive branch to all. The East Bank Cricket Association and the West Demerara Cricket Association, two of the 5 affiliates of the Demerara Cricket Board, were not represented at the elections.
We like to see as quickly as possible that we have a legitimate Guyana Cricket Board, and we move on, fix Guyana's cricket. It is a concern. We will actively engage them. We will speak with them. We're extending an olive branch. We don't need to have a confrontation with anyone, but it's time for us to work together and fix this thing. It is too long.
From a DCB level, he said, they will have to assess the resources they have at the moment to know what plans they can implement.
First of all, we have to see what is the infrastructure in place and what is the resources, including financial resources and so on. And we sit with the board and we put all the committees together, and then our out of business is to the direction in which the board is going that I outlined just now. And so once I get to speak with everybody, then we meet with the 2 other county boards. We come from the same hymn book, and we have a program that does not be isolated in Demerara alone. It's a waste of time. It has to be a national project. And we will share this with Minister and see if we get his help and so on and move forward with Guyana's cricket.
Based on the stance of this current executive, since 2011, when Singh was re-elected to the position, there has not been another legitimate elections at the DCB level. According to attorney Arudranard Gasai, the DCB elections on January 2020 is of no effect based on a ruling of the full court on Wednesday last. For the newsroom, Akim Green.
And Singh said his executive committee will administer the game on the premise of inclusivity. Speaking to reporters and delegates moments after being elected on Friday, the businessman said the administration of cricket in Demerara is in competent hands. He also lamented the numerous court matters, adding that cricket should serve to unify and not divide.
The entire Guyana and everybody that loves cricket, the parents, the teachers, the government of Guyana, His Excellency, the Teachers Union, and all those who would like to play a part, they are welcome. We want everyone to know that we really are here to serve the people and not to manage the people. So we always want you to be part of it and let us know what is your problem if there is one. If you notice our team, everyone got some cricket experience, if not playing cricket at the highest level and coaching. And so I believe we have a competent group here that can deliver. In passing, I would like to just make a few statements that happened, and this is history, and it will remain in the history books. But it must never happen again. Our cricket should not be played in the courts. Our cricket should not involve people who has personal agenda. Our cricket is the people's business. It is something that unites us and not divides us. And so we have a responsibility to ensure that that don't happen again.
And the new Vice President of the Demerara Cricket Board, Roger Harper, is of the opinion that Friday's DCB elections will afford players a better structure to follow in their pursuit to play at the highest level. Akim Green reports.
Well, I'm delighted that there's an opportunity to have the cricket in Demerara regularized, so that everyone once again will have an opportunity to follow the correct pathway to the top of Guyana and West Indies cricket. And I would like to look forward to seeing everyone having that opportunity to showcase, develop and maximize their talents and be given a fair opportunity on that pathway. So this is a very pleasing day for me.
That was Harper speaking after Friday's election at the Demerara Cricket Club. In the past, the structure was club cricket, association cricket, county cricket, then national team selection, with various trials along the way. Now that the DCB has been reinstituted, the hope for stronger structure is on Harper's agenda. Additionally, the club system in Demerara took a financial hit, and according to Harper, they plan on supporting so that players can develop.
In the past, a lot of things were done to benefit people's personal interests rather than the interest of the game. So I would encourage the board here to focus on developing the game and developing our players from every perspective, and in that way we'll be able to take the game forward.
Meanwhile, DCB President Bisundiyal Singh said one of the aims will have to be reinstituting intercounty at all levels.
I would advocate for intercounty at all levels. Certainly we have to revisit the format because the bulk of the cricketers is from Demerara and Essequibo. Maybe 2 teams from Berbice, 2 teams from Demerara and 1 from Essequibo. And we give it a Berbice name and an Essequibo name so you identify the teams by name, similarly to a franchise. But it's being selected by the county board itself to give as wide as possible cricketers that are some cricketers just fall off the radar because there's only 14 can be selected. And Demerara got more than 14, you can get easily 2 teams. And Berbice is the same. So the catchment area must be as wide as possible and you get everybody on board.
The duo, along with 8 other executives, were elected at the court-supervised elections on Friday. For the newsroom, Akim Green.
And with that, we've come to the end of the news for this evening. Of course, you can find updates on these and other stories on our website, Newsroom.gy, our Facebook page, and Instagram. On behalf of the entire news team, my name is Avinash Ramzan. Thanks for watching. Be safe. Have a great weekend. See you back here on Monday.